I don't know where this will be uploaded. Twitter, BitChute, Discord, I don't know. But I feel like I want to get something off of my chest. Stay with me here. Math should not be in philosophy. I know that sounds weird, but let me set up and let me give my reasons why. And I'll even add a thought experiment, right? So here's the thing. I was listening to Plato, and essentially Plato really likes math in terms of like how it plays into philosophy, which I really hate. So, number one, math is not the same thing as like morality, right? It is literally in a different realm. Yeah, I know we're talking about like, one remote and then we have another remote and that equals two remotes. I get that. But there is like a form of math that can't really be explained, not in the traditional sense. It's not something you can necessarily all just import, control C and then control V, right, into the real world. Not at least in a general sense, right? Sure, if you're building like a rocket ship, but again, these are very weird examples. So another form of this like kind of hypocrisy, right, is that Plato also thought the womb of a woman could like magically move around all over her body and like could give her diseases and like illness, right? This is factually wrong on every single level. Does this mean that Plato's suddenly like a bad or a hypocrite or he sucks Lamau? No, this is just because you make one flaw in terms of like science and math does not mean it's like it applies to that. Okay, so here's another issue is that something that I really want to come across. Math is not the same, right? Math will never ever be the same completely. Yes, again, I know 1 + 1 = 2. That will always stay the same. But how we calculate math will change over time. In fact, have you seen that meme in Incredibles 2 where the dad goes, but math is math, right? Everybody changes math over the course of time. Science changes over the courses of time. Before, 20 years ago, we didn't even think that gender was like a social construct. But now, in like current day standards, it's like accepted more so as a reality, right? Things can change. Math can change. So it's not like the same thing versus ideas. Ideas literally cannot change unless it's like an opinion about something, right? Then sure. But like our idea of a tree is always going to generally be the same, okay? So here's that. Oh, also, the fact math doesn't apply to metaethics. It doesn't apply to like the jury and like oh my god, I'll get to my thought experiment, but it doesn't apply to like how we add up somebody's crimes. Sure, if like there's somebody that commits an evil crime, we don't go, oh shit, better get out my calculator. No, that's not how it works. So another example of this is computers, right? If computers like existed in his time, or if he was fast forwarded to today, what would he think about computers? No, honestly, think about it, because computers in the same sense is like it has forms of code, things that don't really exist in our realm technically, but can be transferred over into the real world. Does that mean it has just as much a say as math? But again, he didn't grow up in the times of computers, so does that even matter? So now, let's walk through a little thought experiment I have for you, right? And this is something that will hit my point home. A crime scene, right? Simple as that, right? Or a crime in general, right? Somebody commits a murder, right? If somebody goes over to the crime scene, people that investigate it, of course they're going to use science. Of course they're going to use math to add up who did what, generally find out who did where, what this is all about. However, at the end of the day, no matter how much you can put that into the court system, at the end of the day, it always comes down to morality deciding it. Sure, we can add up things that happened and things that didn't happen. However, it will always come down to the same stop, that there has to be a certain morality placed, either guilty or not guilty or whatever, right? Same thing. That's how it applies, okay? Oh my god, I need to go pee. This hurt my brain. Sorry, I just hate people when they do that. I think this has just been an idea that's like, it sounds smart because math is cool, and now it's been circulating into these points even though it has the right to be criticized. Anyway, this is 4 minutes long. Great.